We're back for another episode of the Aces NFL show. Preseason week 1 done and dusted. We're back in the lab ahead of week 2, joined by Aaron Sipos, the biggest superstar in Australia to ever play the game, alongside BG, who has a chip in the trophy and has been carrying on in the WhatsApp. But he was enormous last week, wasn't he?
He was fantastic, and his presence has been felt at this current moment.
His presence certainly has. I think he's a bit flat. I think Will Ashcroft went on and won another medal. It was meant to be his teammate. But anyway, he's got ads and dunks. We've also just had big Teddy Tedesco join the Aces NFL League, amongst a few big signings, which we'll announce soon. But no one cares about other people's fantasy league. They only care about their own. I'll tell you what's on the agenda today. We've got Inglewood, what's brewing, all the latest news, all the injuries that you need to be updated on, or I guess the main players anyway. Some signings, nothing major, but just giving you an update there. We've got some level ups. That's right. On offense and defense. That's right. We're going to talk about the teams that we think are going to level up this year. We've got a little bit of a rookie watch after week 1 of preseason. And then we get into fantasy league winners. Ugly QB situations based off what the clubhouse wanted online. We listened, and then we talk about the offenses and defenses. We're going to be all in, plus our event at the end. So, Sip, let's get straight into it, and let's talk about one of our favourite segments to start, and that's our Inglewood Coffee Roasting What's Brewing, all the latest news. And when it comes to the brewing, there's no better brewers in the business than Inglewood Coffee Roasters. Absolutely. So use that discount, ACES, at checkout for 50% off if you want a discount. Let's get straight into it. The injuries is one thing that is annoying the hell out of me. There's 2 players off the top, maybe 3, but Jeremiah Love, running back, the superstar of the Cardinals, the shining light. That offense is looking stacked if they can get the quarterback play there, but they're going to have a tough year. He looks like he's maybe going to be back week 1 is the expectation, with a bit of an ankle sprain.
Yeah, I think they'll look after him on that one there. You could see he was just got caught up underneath in a tackle. That's the classic ankle injury. So I reckon they'll look after him, put him on ice. I wouldn't be too worried about it too much going into this season, but definitely one to keep an eye on, because they need a guy like him out in the park after they've spent a lot of dough picking him at number 3.
I know. We're speaking about a lot of dough. Jordan Tyson, the rookie wide receiver out of the Saints. I think this is his 4th hammy in 10 months, but he's sidelined for 2 months.
Yeah, it's a big one, isn't it? Like that's a big loss, to be honest. You would have liked him to be a bit of a 1-2 punch there with Olave, but it's going to be an interesting there, a bit of time on the sideline. We spoke about the Saints a little bit last week, didn't we? We kind of didn't mind what they were getting up to, but that one's a real shame, because I would have liked to see him get out on the park a bit sooner.
Yeah, there's a few other ones that we're going to talk about. Jamal Adams, Vikings, season done.
Yeah.
It just sucks when you see these players go down at the start of the year and their season's done. Chuba Hubbard, hammy.
Yeah, that one's really interesting, because Jonathan Brooks is the one that's coming. He hasn't been able to get out on the park last 2 years with ACLs, and now it seems like it's coming good for him. So Chuba's been an interesting one, Tommy. I know you copped a bit of flack over it for last year, and he just hasn't been able to get that any form of consistency. So one to keep an eye on for sure for those fantasy owners.
Well, Jonathan Brooks, it could be his time, but the thing with my man Chuba, he's being paid. They're both just going to be a little bit banged up heading into the season. So maybe McMillan, he might get a little bit more target share there. He's a stud last year. So he's someone that we haven't really spoken about, and not looking like talking about him too much today. So we'll give him a little bit of limelight there. Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
Just hurt himself today.
Just came out today, so we don't actually know what it is exactly, but it sounds like it's not a good thing, and the Chargers are obviously on a mission this year to be able to get it going. But when you've got our old mate Scheffler be able to come out with the news, it's not normally good. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on.
So fill me in on that one, because I wasn't aware of it till today.
Yeah, look, as far as I'm aware, practice this morning for them, our time. 3 big injuries for him. Their big center that's out, and then he's come off the park, being carted off, and we don't know the injury just yet, but we'll find out more in the coming days. But as I said, that's definitely one to keep an eye on.
Well, let's talk about the big game at the MCG. The Jonas Brothers are going to headline the MCG at halftime. I love it. I think we're very lucky to get the Jonas Brothers in town. A lot of people have their opinion when it comes to halftime entertainment. If you look at all the other countries that have hosted a game, hasn't been a lot of big names. So I think it's a pretty big name for Australia, and they've done a really good job, the NFL team. So I want to give them a shout out. There's a lot of entertainment going on that week. And I just can't wait. It's all starting to be announced at the moment. It's only around the corner. It really is exciting. So a lot of people out there are asking us at the moment about fantasy. We're going to get into it today. But if you're out there, and this is a commissioner talking to you right now, you shouldn't be doing your fantasy draft until a week out. So you shouldn't even be talking about, your lineups and whatnot. You should be waiting because all these injuries are still occurring. So if you're new to the league or you are running the league, hold back. Do it 2 or 3 days out when you do your massive live draft, which we'll be doing on the Tuesday ahead of the Wednesday or Thursday game. It's Thursday Australian time, but it's just 2 days out. So you just got to hold back a little bit. Well, are there any other injuries out there? There's a fair few. We'd no doubt we'll record this podcast and a few more will come out. But is there anyone else that's that is caught your eye?
No, I don't think there is at the moment. Luther Burden maybe from the Bears. That's just one bit of straight line running in their week 1 preseason game. So not much direction work in that. So again, obviously maybe they're just looking after him. He's going to be a vital part to their offense. So one to look out for.
A few players that are starting to try out. I saw that Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs. He's been down at the Seahawks. Yep. So has
looking.
Terrion Arnold, which look like, I think it might be in the Hard Knocks doco, which I haven't seen that yet.
No, I haven't watched any. I'm definitely a man that likes to watch them, back to back to back, and just get the 5 episodes out to keep on track of it. But he's one to watch. We know the issues that he's had during the off season, so the NFL obviously have an eye on that one too. But they're certainly looking for a corner at the Seahawks.
What about NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell? He has said that he thinks at some point there will be NFL teams outside the USA. Does that get you a little bit excited?
Oh, yeah. I think it's a no-brainer. The game, the way it's expanded internationally, I mean, they've been playing over in, London and England for years now, and I can't see it not happening. I don't know where they go to first.
Where do they go first?
I think it has to go that way. I think it has to go over to Europe, and it's one of those. It's one of those teams over there, and
You don't think Canada? I think Canada's going to be the first.
Yeah, I
team.
just think the way that because they've got their own competition, that's the only thing that might change it. Mexico's obviously the other obvious one. To be honest,
but
they don't play a lot.
Yeah,
it's going to be a challenging thing.
Canada has to be the
Canada
first.
Canada do play
country.
it. Otherwise, I seriously see him going across the pond there and playing over in England. I really do.
That's a big call from you.
Oh, it's a 6-hour flight. It's no different than going to the West Coast, to be honest, if you're an East Coast team. So I can see it.
Let us know in the comments, and we're loving the comments on YouTube and Spotify. The more that you guys write in, the better. So let us know where you think they should go first, and write in anything else that you want. Right, there's been a few signings.
Yep.
And a player has to make – so Juju Smith-Schuster had to make room at the Giants. He was cut. And in comes Najee Harris from the Giants from the Chargers. I find that interesting. The brothers coach both sides, and one man's trash is another man's treasure. Like, I just found that he said in a press conference that he's not ready to go yet. He's got a bit of work underneath him. It tells me 2 things. It tells me my man Amarian Hampton is flying and airborne, and Najee's probably not going to get any work. So off you go, son.
Yep.
Geez, he's had a nightmare since he left the Steelers.
Absolutely. I mean, no luck at all whatsoever. So we'll see how it goes. Scatterboo's obviously the interesting one to keep an eye out on for the Giants. I mean, we know how they burst onto the scene last year. Pretty significant injury, so maybe they're just trying to get a little bit of depth there, and Najee Harris certainly isn't the worst option.
Right, it's a couple other signings. Darius Smith at the Falcons.
Come out of retirement, that one. So he called it quits last year when he was with the Eagles, and now he's decided he needs to come back. So the Falcons get a little bit of help there on the D-line.
Well, there's plenty of things brewing. So there you go. And there's a few other stories just slowly, brewing as well, that will open up, but you'll see them when Schefter reports them. Let's get to our offensive level up because it links in with some signings. I think I'll kick it off here with Big Waller joining the Panthers. I really like what the Panthers did last year. You just got to look at it without being emotional. They nearly beat the Rams, and now they add Big Wally in there. He's a tight end threat at the red zone. He's a beast. He still moves well. And you put him amongst all those other players. And we did mention that the running back room could be a little bit banged up to start the year. So we might see old Brycey boy under center throwing the ball a little bit more than they want.
Absolutely.
And I just think it's a fantastic signing. I thought he was really good when he was back last year and in a really tough offense.
Yep,
so this will be a great signing, and I think that offense will level up at the Panthers. So he's one that I really like. Who's the one that's going to level up a team out there from a signing?
Well, for me, it's Keenan Allen. Just signed up this week with the Colts. I mean, he's been phenomenal for years, hasn't he? So Most of his career he spent at the LA Chargers. He had a year in between there at some stage with the Chicago Bears, but he's still put up decent numbers. I mean, last year he's played 17 games. He's had 81 catches off 122 targets, 777 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, not his highest volume, but certainly still been able to get over 700 yards in that room there with the Chargers really struggling towards the end of the year there. It's not a bad effort. So I really like the pickup. Shane Steichen is their head coach at the Colts, and he had him at San Diego as an offensive coordinator all those years ago. So he knows that he's going into a system that he really, really likes. And with their loss of Pittman, I can't see why he wouldn't be able to help them be able to get back to where they need to and compete in the AFC South.
He should be a nice little slot receiver option. Pittman's a massive out. Alec Pierce still he's still walking around the track. They're not going to start very healthy. Yeah. Well, they won't have a lot of reps in their superstars on offense. It's going to be a bit, I think, clunky to start the year. And the Ravens have him week 1, I believe.
Yeah, I think they do. So Downs is going to be a huge one for him. That's going to be keep an eye on. So he will be huge for them. Will it hurt them eventually down the track when Keenan gets going? I'm not sure, but yeah, one to keep an eye on.
Big Warren will be the main man.
Yeah, Big Warren will be a huge one, I reckon. Year 2 there as a tight end option. That's
tight ends will take over this year.
Yeah, I like it. I hope it happens because we love when the big tight ends get involved.
We joined up here on defense, and this is the defense that's going to level up. It's going to be Von Miller joining Dallas. He had a 9-sack season last year. I believe he started his career as a high school kid in Dallas, so pretty cool to finish there. He looked a bit old on that photo, but he's amongst a pretty good defense. I mean, I read out some names. You got Quinnen Williams, who they just signed, Kenny Clark, Rayshawn Gary, DeMarvion Overshown, Von Miller, and Caleb Downs. Now, Caleb Downs, I'm going to steal him out of my rookie watch because I've got a few other names there.
Yep.
But he is looking like a stud. Like everything I'm seeing online, I'm like, wow, Jerry Jones, he's been quiet in the media, this summer for them. Yeah, I know. But are they quietly cooking something up on defense? Because we know their offense is stacked.
I was going to say, I was probably going to get to this a little bit later.
Okay, we can save it.
And you stole it from me maybe a little bit there, but you're right. But I'll get into it a little bit more. Maybe
I don't know your notes, but I just saw it and I was like, wow, they've done a really good job since 6 months ago. Like, Quinnen Williams joined really late. And that's going to link into a couple of things I've got later for you.
Absolutely.
Righto, that's a great start. Let's get to preseason week 1. Did anything catch your eye? And I've got the word rookie watch. We normally do a rookie watch segment.
Yeah.
We're going to do a little bit differently here. I think we'll talk about the one rookie that we're going to just lock in when we do our futures at the very end. But there's a few that I've got my eyes on and I've seen all over the internet throughout the last probably month. Anyone that you want to praise?
I've had one. I'm really liking the look of Casey Concepcion. He
Cleveland Browns running
Cleveland
wide
Browns.
receiver.
We'll speak about them a little bit later as well in terms of other situations that they need to get right. But he's a little shining light for them that will maybe get themselves going. He, 3 catches for 27 yards in the first game, nothing to really stand out to, but 4 targets, gets involved, had 1 carry for 14 yards and a touchdown. So you could kind of see, I think, where they're trying to go with him, use him as a bit of an option in both the ground game and in the air. And elite pair of hands. He's been dynamic, I think, for him so far during their preseason. And I really do like the look of him. It's just going to be interesting what that quarterback situation's like and how often they're going to be out on the park. But I'm liking what I've seen from the vision that I've seen so far, which is really exciting for him.
You got any other ones you want to talk about?
Right now, he's the only one that I'm kind of keeping an eye on. Week 1's a tough one, isn't it? Like you want to be able to kind of go out there and give you one little gem early, but I don't mind keeping an eye on the kind of what happens week 2 and 3 when there's jobs a bit more on the line and see who kind of stands out towards the back end there.
Everyone's sleeping on the Chiefs, and there's a lot of reasons why, just things like in their wide receiver room, we're not sure what's going to happen there. Like Rashee Rice looks very average on film, but we don't really know what we're looking at yet because we haven't, I want to see closer to the season how they're all ready to go. But Cyrus Allen, 5th-round wide receiver at Kansas City, he's taken some screamers, as we say in Australia, and I just think he's someone I'm looking forward to watching. They're comparing him to Puka Nacua online. It's a big call, but just a watch there. And someone, we don't do dynasty with fantasy, but if you are, he might be one that you want to stash later on. When you got Patrick Mahomes, I've always said when it comes down to fantasy, you want to pair up these studs with someone that's a superstar quarterback.
Yep.
And I really like Cyrus Allen as someone to watch. So keep a watch on him. I'm going to go to the O-line at the Ravens. My man, Vega Ioane. I think that's how you say it. Big Ioane.
Yeah.
Have a go at that online. I've cut off half his first name as well because it's good luck saying it. But he's the offensive lineman there, the big guard, and he's just throwing some rigs around already. I'm really liking that. I'm seeing Big Falale at the Giants that Harbour has brought over, and he cops it online, man. I don't want to. I like to keep it positive here. He goes out, and in comes Big Vega. I just think this guy could really help Lamar Jackson in the pocket. And we lost our fullback, but then we get this guy. We lost our center, Linda Bomb. But I just think he is a guy. He reminds me of Penei Sewell.
Yeah, right.
Just the impact on that line. I'm like, wow.
He's impact as a first year.
I feel like you can really get going with a superstar like that. So he's someone I'm really liking. Arvell Reese looks like a really intelligent footballer. So look out for that linebacker at the Giants. And that Giants D-line is crazy. So a little watch there for later. And one more, Reuben Bain Jr., the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rookie edge rusher. I saw a clip of him doing some drills 1 hour after practice.
Fast.
And I also saw the way he collected his hat or walked past his hat, whatever he did on draft night, just all business. He slid. I reckon the Bucs have got an absolute beauty there, and he is going to be someone we'll talk about a lot. Mm-hmm. So they're the ones I'm looking at, Sip. A few on defense there, which is unique from me, but good. We'll keep moving. Well, now it's time to talk about fantasy league winners. This is something that I get really excited about. And we saw your comments as well. Well, you can kick us off here because before you do, I don't know if you saw this because you've been very busy the last couple of days just trying to schedule in this podcast with the main man down here closest to the MCG launch. It's very hard, but he always rocks up. I put in NFL fans only in our Aces Clubhouse, so make sure you get involved in this and don't be shy, reply. But had a little bit of, you had a lot of comments around what they want us to talk about. And Jay Belster said, fantasy breakout players, especially from Tommy. So I know to avoid them. And then his mate, Nick Dade, said, yeah, Chubba Hubbard last year rode my bench. Give us a spell, fellas. I'm pretty sure that the O-line and the run game, was enormous from the Panthers.
I just love this stuff. As soon as we get it wrong, we're going to pounce on it. But yeah, guess what? We're going to do it again for you.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again.
Yeah, we are. So we are going to do it again. And I thought I was pretty stiff.
Yeah.
Because a few players stole the ball off Big Chubba. Anyway, you kick us off here, mate. You go one, I go one. Give me a fantasy league winner.
Well, I'm going to start off with David Montgomery. He has moved over to the Texans. He has been behind Gibbs for the last few years at Detroit. But in saying that, his numbers are still pretty solid. So 17 games last year, 158 carries, 716 yards. So 4.5 yards per carry. Not a bad effort, but 8 touchdowns still. And we know how much Gibbs gets the ball there. I just think that's huge. 2024, 14 games, 185 carries, 775 yards. Only the 4.2 yards per carry, but 12 touchdowns. He just finds the end zone. And now he's going to be a guy that's arguably going to be a 3-down guy for the Texans going into this year. Woody Marks, thereabouts. But I just think, just feed the guy the ball. He's so damaging. He could dominate. He could dominate as well. And then in 2023, when Gibbs was kind of working his way back, building upon 14 games, 219 carries, over 1,000 yards, 4.6 yards per carry, 13 touchdowns. The guy just knows how to find the end zone, man. And now he gets another opportunity to be the number one guy. And not only that, but I think the Texans are going to lift on the O-line. They'll be better in that area. And I think he can be a big-time winner in your fantasy league this year.
The Texans are an interesting one.
They are.
What happened to Joe Mixon?
I don't know. Hasn't he just... He's just disappeared. It's like it's over for him. The ankle injury has completely destroyed him. We haven't heard anything from him. They've gone out and got a guy. I think their own line gets better. I really do. And if, Stroud lifts his game a little bit in that area, they've got the weapons. He just needs to sort himself out another year. But David Montgomery, I think, can really get the job done for him this year.
It's the Jai Ajayi. Remember him? The Jai Ajayi. Remember him from the Dolphins?
I do.
Just a beast.
I do,
just
mate, he won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles and then got paid at the Dolphins and whooshka. See you later. Mixon's right on that
Joe Mixon's a fascinating one.
And huge.
You would know better than anyone. So I'm going to ask you on behalf of everyone listening that loves NFL, how important is it for that continuity with the offense to have your main man there for the whole summer and whole preseason camp?
Massive. Like, I mean, the amount of work that they put in, not only just on the field, but in meeting rooms and that, to build that relationship, know the call, play calling, have the confidence to be able to switch it up at any time you need, knowing that they're all on the same page is huge. And anytime you miss out on that, you could tell that offenses get disjointed. It becomes very, very hard to be able to operate cleanly.
I'm going to talk about two teams out of the same division a lot, I think. I think Houston and Jags has got something cooking out of the South.
Yeah.
Because I thought about the Texans, because I was going to talk about them later in the defense, but then now that you're talking about the offense, like Tank Dell hasn't been spoken about a lot. Let's just say Tank Dell comes back. From all reports, Nico Collins is flying.
Yep.
And CJ Stroud really failed a little bit.
He did.
But his O-line was pretty crook. So if they can get going and your run game gets going, which we know Montgomery, he runs that thing downhill.
Absolutely.
It becomes an easier job for the defense because they're even fresher, even though they dominated last year. But imagine how good the defense is already going to be. Yep. And then if the offense can just keep the defense off the field for a little bit longer.
It's complementary.
It really is a hard team to beat.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing is at Houston, you're playing them under a roof. Yep. So at least you know there's no weather when you play them. But it's a really good side, well coached. So I think that's a team. I'll talk about the Jags later.
Like it.
I'll talk about a player from the Jags that I don't think anyone is talking about. They need to. Parker Washington. I think he might be the next. There's comparisons online to Amon Ra, St. Brown, and all that. And he's got the 11, so maybe Julian Edelman type. But he really did heat up. And Brian Thomas didn't. He kind of went cold. They're going to move the main man Hunter to defense, they reckon, a little bit more at corner. And the other one was Jacoby Myers. He joined late, but he picked it up quick.
He did.
And they were really going. And I did a bit of research on the Jags.
Well, you were on them last year, I remember, in the playoffs.
I was.
Like you were.
They
like I remember played the Bills obviously at home, and you were on them. And I totally agree because they were getting hot at the right time for sure.
And Trevor Lawrence, he really impressed, I thought. Like last year, I was pretty impressed with him, and I love their coach. I think their coach is great. Mm-hmm. And I've caught a few comments in the media around, he goes that there's going to be less balls in the air. So and he said they're really working on their run game. And I thought, well, you've just lost ETN. So if you're really working on the run game, then that means that Tootin is going to get a lot more opportunities. And I really liked him last year, especially in the red zone. We know we make our money in the red zone. So Parker Washington and Bashal, I think it's how you say his name, Bashal Tootin, they're the two that I reckon can win your league. Yeah. They're not the, no one's talking about them in the Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and nor should they. But the last 4 games of 2025 for Parker Washington, 6 catches, 145 yards, 1 tud. Like that's an enormous game.
Huge.
Next game, 115 yards off 8 catches. The game after that, you think, well, the defense will try to stop him. 87 yards from 5 catches. And then the next game, 7 catches, 102 yards, 1 tud. That's an enormous 4 weeks in a row. Mm-hmm. And he really got going. So I think he's the guy that is going to win your league. Parker Washington from the Jags at wide receiver. And then if you want to go to the running back room because you couldn't get him, I think go and get Tootin and really enjoy watching the Jags offense this year. They were the 6th highest scoring offense. They put up a lot of points, and that is the side that you really want to watch. So that's the one that I'm going to they're the 2 players I'm going to shout out. I've got one more later on. Who else you got?
For me, my next guy, and I think he can be a bit of a later round guy. He did struggle last year, but I think it's based more on the quarterback play. It's going to be Jordan Addison, and this guy is super explosive. He's got some serious weapons. The guy's fast, quick, gets down the field, got the deep ball, and with Kyler Murray taking over, I'm not out on Kyler Murray. I think he comes into a new offense and can be quite damaging, and this guy's going to help him get there. So he had quite a year last year overall. I think overall he's been super explosive, as I've said. He was a bit quieter, as I said. So 42 catches last year, only the 610 yards receiving and only the 3 touchdowns. But if I go to the year before, and who was his quarterback?
Who?
Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
Threw the ball unbelievably well. 2 years in a row, he's had 4,000 plus yards. In that year that he was at Minnesota, 63 catches on 99 targets, 875 yards, 9 touchdowns. of
needs a
15
quarterback.
games.
Yeah.
He just needs a quarterback. We know what JJ is going to do. That's fine. He's your number 2 guy. I reckon that's just as damaging if you let him off the chain. And I think one of those later round picks, he's going to pick up some serious points. And
It's a great point.
9 touchdowns.
You caught me off guard there. I was just looking at my phone. Who? Of course it was Sammy Darnold. But you're right. Last year was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. Nobody to go to. And we saw that with JJ. Like, he's had a terrible year as well. So you got to go, quarterback play was genuine struggle. Year before, he gets it done. And the year before that in 2023, he's had 10 touchdowns for 911 yards.
Yeah, he's
he's
the games I was chasing Justin Jefferson last year, it was him at the back. And I was like, geez, he's good.
Yeah. So he's one to watch for sure.
Are they the most stacked offense?
Or I'm going to say no, they're not.
Without the
but
quarterback.
They're pretty
Without
good.
The quarterback, though.
They're pretty good.
They've got
I think the running back room is going to be will be interesting. Mason's good. Jones is good. Can he stay out in the park? I'm not too sure. I love their wide receiver room, though. I love Addison. I love, obviously, Jefferson. And I love Jennings that they've picked up as well. Huge. I think that's great. Kyler Murray can get back to what he can do in some way, shape, or form. Then I think they've got the offense to be able to challenge. We know what Brian Flores is doing on their defense. They could turn a few heads and shock people.
Their head coach is very good with quarterback play.
Very good. And I think Murray's the perfect one for him to be able to get that to work, use his legs when he needs to. He's got the arm to be able to do it. So, yeah, I think Addison's going to be one to look out for in a later round, and I'm hoping he can go out there and absolutely explode.
I wonder how Jennings goes. Like, you know how I just think about it now, like Jennings, Addison, Jefferson. You'd think that they might draw a few plays up week 1 for Jennings.
Yep.
Because everyone's worried about the other 2. Yep. So it's like, I love the week 1 is where you just
always.
It's where you make hay. You know what I mean? It's like you can dominate. I get on that points bet app in the ausmericanaces hub, bro. I can dominate week 1, or it could be a disaster. You can pick some gems out there. And Jennings, for me, I mean, if I'm offensive coordinator, I'm going, let's get JJ and Addison involved early, and then let's just get Jennings out the back because they won't be ready for it. I love it. I think that 3-headed monster, there's a lot of talk out there who has the best 3 receivers.
Yep.
Vikings might have the best room. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
we know the Bengals have got a really good wide receiver room, and we know there's a few others out there.
Well, you've got one more to go here, Tommy. Who is it? Who is it?
Yeah, so one more for me is just, I didn't really hype it enough last week, but DJ Moore, I just saw, even like week 1 with Josh Allen, even just like the look on him and the confidence, he's,
swagger's back.
The swagger's back. Josh Allen is a superstar. DJ Moore will win you if he stays healthy, he will be very helpful if you can pick him up, especially if you can get a gun wide receiver that catches the ball early. You think he'd be second round, third round?
I think so, second or third round.
If you can snag him around there. I mean, I haven't actually been on the app yet to do my mock drafts. I do them 2 weeks out, but I'm obsessed with DJ Moore. And the QB, as I said, if you've got a good quarterback paired with them, it makes life a little bit easier because you know the balls are going to be on the spot, and you know that he's going to get a lot of opportunity. So looking forward to that. There's some players there that we love. So let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some ugly QB situations that we think you should stay away from, offenses and defenses that we're going all in on, and the big event before the big game. Don't go anywhere.
You checked that Nogsy for his mate?
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, nah.
Looks like you could do with the fiery goodness of PointsBet.
It's like hot sauce, but for sport.
And now it comes with Lock Screen Tracker. So you can follow your bet even when you got your hands full.
Cheers, mate. I'd shake your hand, but...
Same game multi from PointsBet, now with Lock Screen Tracker. Yeah, that's built different.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Welcome back, Aces NFL show. We've got a little bit of a bone to pick. What were you saying, Anno, behind the decks there?
Well, you forgot about the Cowboys receiver room, mate.
I didn't forget about the Cowboys. I just want everyone out there to let us know who has the best wide receiver room. Pickens is a stud. Pickens and Lamb are studs.
There's a few.
Who's the third Cowboy that you like the most? Is it my nippy man? Yeah, the bloke that
Turpin.
Yeah,
a little Turpin.
Yeah, well, none of them matter really. They just feed those two.
Yeah, they do feed them.
Let us know who has the best wide receiver room heading into this season. All right, it's time for a little bit of a downer, I reckon. It's an ugly QB situation room. We'll start with the Browns. I feel like they've got a lot of pieces right.
Yeah.
But this quarterback situation is causing a lot of media. Like the media, all they do is ask. It clearly looks like Deshaun Watson will be the man. But from what I'm seeing, there's a lot of turnovers, and he hasn't improved as much as I would have liked.
Yeah, I don't know. The situation's incredibly hard there. I don't know. I don't know much about their O-line. I don't know if it's as strong as it used to be. Watson hasn't played for a long time, and he just looks like there's no confidence. It's a shadow of himself right now. The confidence is just deteriorated from what they used to be at the Texans, and he just looks like he's a man that's under the pump. And it's funny, but Sanders is obviously just.
He's confident. You want confidence?
Gosh.
I don't mind that, though. He slings it.
I mean, he slings it. He's going to keep going with it. But when they go 6 feet over the guy's head, it's going to be trouble.
His foot slipped.
Come on. How many times do we want to see it, to be honest? I mean, I know he's going to have a crack at it. Maybe it's a bit of Jameis Winston and we'll just see how he goes for the next 10 years. But it's a tough watch, isn't it? Like, you're a Browns fan that's been hurting for so long. And it's the same issue year in, year out, and that's your quarterback situation. So I don't know where they go. I think you're right. I think they had the pieces, and maybe they still do in some areas, but God, it's a tough one to watch, and I don't know how it goes. I think it's going to be another long season, Tommy.
I really remember watching Deshaun Watson the last time he played, and it was just awful.
It was ugly.
Like, I really didn't enjoy watching
it was
them.
embarrassing, to be honest.
And that's when they had Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's stop talking about Cleveland. Hopefully something happens there.
Yeah.
Hopefully he comes back and plays like he did at the Texans.
Yeah.
I don't know why we can't get him back to at least 80% Texan Watson, but we'll soon find out. Let's go to Atlanta. Tua was awful in preseason week one.
What are your thoughts on
Well,
that?
just the fact that he's fumbling the second snap and he looked just off, and he did own it. I do love that he owns the press conference, but the thing that I'm really disappointed about in this situation at Atlanta with Penix and Tua, obviously Penix coming off the knee injury, is they've got all the pieces. They've got you got London, you got Bijan,
you do.
You got Kyle Pitts, you got a few others that are running around. There's a lot of pieces there that I really like.
Yeah.
But the quarterback's the big issue.
No.
It's one of those ones where we're going to be talking about fantasy and Bijan Robinson. I don't really want to take Bijan if I can.
Really? What?
Because of the quarterback situation. I don't like their situation. I don't like their offense. I don't like picking players that are in ugly offenses. If you give me Gibbs or Bijan Robinson, and if you swap their teams, no worries. But I don't know, man.
I wouldn't go that far. Like, Bijan's going to get his hands on the ball
100%
and stuff,
he will.
and
100% he will
make explosive plays.
But when they're winning,
like that,
when they're winning and they're on the goal line a bit more, Bijan's going to get more opportunities.
Yeah.
I do love the fact that he's the main man there this year, and there's none of that other stuff that he was sharing. But the quarterback room makes me a bit ill.
Or I think everybody expected Tua to come in, fresh start, and just kind of take over and do his thing, and it's been anything but.
It has been 1 week, so I should pull up a little bit.
I get it. Like, I know he probably hasn't had everybody out there with him to do it, but the other thing is too is that the fact that he's playing in week one, so it's like they're not sold on it. They're genuinely not sold on it just yet, especially when Penix Jr.'s been injured and he's still well and truly in the race and working his way back from a pretty good injury himself. So, one to keep an eye on.
One to keep an eye on.
Of course.
I think they're ugly situations and they're ugly fantasy situations. If the quarterback can't make a play, you got to remember the stats that I was looking at Jalen Waddle last week. I was looking and I was like, they're not great.
No.
Because his quarterback couldn't get him going. Because he'd just throw the ball to A-Chain, he'd do the lateral passes, they'd run the ball. It was all over the joint. Now, Waddle will explode this year with Bo Nix. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. You let us know again. I love feedback. It's a gift, as you know. But the Cleveland and Atlanta, I'm out. I don't think I'll be taking too many players.
I'll be staying far away from them. That's for sure.
Let's talk about offenses you're all in on this year.
Yeah.
You start.
My one has to be the Bengals. Like, Bengals, I should say. Bengals. I get that wrong a few times. It's the Bengals.
No, this is the Bengals.
Yeah, I've been told. Talk about feedback. I'll tell you that right now. I got hit hard with them too. So I'm just going to say the Bengals.
I like the Bengals.
Get that right. Joe Burrow, stay out on the park. You're healthy. You got two of the best receivers in the game. You got some offensive, tight ends there that'll get going for you. And your O-line will protect you this year. I love what they're doing. I think they have a real chance to be able to get up there in their division. I know that's against your Baltimore Ravens, but get Joe out on the park. which I think he will. He's going to be fine. And this team is dangerous. I think they've got parts that are going to help them on defense. So it means they're going to have to spend more time out there to be able to explode and get after it. I am all in on the Bengals this year. What about you?
I like it. Yeah, I said to you guys last week, I'm scared that they're going to, maybe win the division, but I do like what the Ravens are cooking up on defense as well. And as I said, if Lamar can just get going and we can get some, I think Lane is a stud that we've drafted at wide receiver. So it's going to be a watch this space. We know that Smoking Joe doesn't really need an O-line. He can find his receivers without one. I really like the Bears as a subtle mention, but I got question marks on the fact that your man Burton's just injured and DJ Moore is out of the building. So I think Loveland and that offense will be potent, but I just saw Manungai as well. He's injured as well. I should have mentioned him off the top, but it looked like he got banged up as well, and he's someone that really runs angry. So him and Swift, I like that combo.
Heavy load on Swift.
I still think they'll be right. I think they're gonna make a lot of plays to beat Loveland. I think Loveland is going to be an absolute beast. So they're my mention, but I'm all in on the Jags this year. Again, I mean, top 6 in points, 474 points. They average 27.9 points per game. I think they were the 6th most in the regular season. They actually tightened up their defense last year as well, which means, they'll be in the game and most likely winning a lot of them. And I kind of looked at the Texans. I did a little bit of prep on the Texans, versus the Jags. And I was like, how did they go last year? Because they're the two that are going to be in the same, in the AFC South. I was like, wow, it's pretty hot and contested in there. Colts, Jags, Texans, and Titans with Ward, who I think will take it to the next level. Not expecting them to do too well this year, but Jags and Texans will be fighting this out at the end of the year. So I said, I just want to have a look at some stats here. And the Jags and Texans, they actually split their meetings last season. Jags beat them 17-10 in week 3. With 3 red zone turnovers, including 2 CJ Stroud interceptions. And then week 10, Texans beat the Jags 36-29 after the Jags led 29-10 entering the 4th quarter. So they were actually going all right. And then Houston went bananas. Combined score, 46-46. Right there, defensively and offensively against each other. So that's a really interesting little battle that we're going to see. They're going to play each other twice. So I was like, I wonder where I'll go. And I just thought, I'm going to go down the Jags route. And it was the Jacoby Myers fact that he has really got going. And I think of, a summer under his belt in the system. And I just went through this is more just their offense, but Trevor Lawrence, one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Then you got Tootin. I think the running back room's quite light, but he might explode. So if they don't, you got Brian Thomas Jr., who really was just going wild. We do have Travis Hunter there that we don't know. You never know. They might change the game plan.
Unicorn.
You got Parker Washington, who I just said is going to win your league. Jacoby Myers. And then Brenton Strange is a real underrated tight end. They can hurt you anywhere. So I just really like their offense, and I think their defense is really lifted. And they, as I said, the young coach, it's in another year, and I'm really excited about them. So that's the offense that I'm all in on this year. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's go to defense.
I love it.
Who you got your eyes on?
I am going with the Dallas Cowboys.
I stole that one off you.
You stole it, but that's okay. They started horrendously on defense last year. Got the stats up here for you. Total yardage against them. Week 1, 394. Next week was 379. Heavy earlier on. They ended up dropping it down to under 300 total yards against them halfway through the year. Who do they sign?
The big boy, Quinnen
Williams. Huge difference. And they've added some pieces again on that defense that is going to change the game for them immensely. I can't wait to see what happens. They were just getting scored upon. It was offense. Let's get going. Let's see how deep we can go. And they changed things halfway through the year, and they really started to establish themselves on the defensive side of the ball, stopping the run. Passing game became a little bit more difficult against them, and they got themselves in contention to be able to win games of football, playing good complementary football on both sides. So, as I said, they've added some parts to it, which is going to be great. They're dangerous. You mentioned the guys before. Gray, Williams just got signed to a big deal. Their corners, I think, can improve a little bit, but I think they will. But they're going to be hard to be able to stop. Going to be hard, to be able to run the ball against. And I think they've added some real big pieces. And Von Miller's still going to be impactful. He's not going to come on all the time, but he'll give him a chance to be more explosive off the corner there. And I really like what they're putting together on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, I'm staying in that division as well.
All right.
I think the Giants are cooking up one of the nastiest D-lines in the game and their linebackers. I mean, like listen to some of their, more so their linebackers. Like Brian Burns on the edge.
Yeah.
Like, where do you rate? Like, he's right up there.
Right up there.
Abdul Carter.
Yep, absolute. Second year is only going to get better.
Thibodeau?
Absolutely. Thibodeau is a star off the edge as well. I like it.
Tremaine Edmonds as a right inside linebacker. But then this guy here who they've drafted really early. Arvel Reese looks like an absolute beast.
Who I'm going to question, I'll question you on it. Who comes in though and can take the spot of Dexter Lawrence though? He's a massive machine on D-line. Who can be the guy there that's going to stop them being able to get, because he complemented it, obviously, the big D lineman, hard to be able to do. Then you've got the guys on the edge. Who does it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
I like what they're putting together, I agree, but that's a huge
This is my
slide.
subtle watch, by the way.
Yeah.
This is my subtle watch. But they've put a lot of dough and investment around that line.
Absolutely.
The linebacker room and whatnot. So I just clearly think it's going to be one of those real blitz packages in your face if you can get them. Like, I'm a Ravens man, so I've watched how we've been coached for years. And they're not saying the head coach looks after everything, but what got us? Secondary. We used to get just smoked in the secondary. Yep. So it looks like similar game plan where he's just trying to get to that quarterback. And I just reckon the Giants will be fun to watch. Yep. They might get you on a few blitz packages and get done out the back.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's just a watch. So
absolutely.
Watch this space. The obvious one's the Rams. Like, I'm not going to sit here and go into it. We've done it to death. You know who's there.
Yep.
I think the Texans and the Jags, as I've already alluded to, I think the Jags, they improved massively last season. Can they take it to the next step? But the biggest defense that I'm all in on is the Texans.
Yeah.
Like, I just think the Texans, all they needed was the offense to just do a bit more. Like, let's be fair dinkum.
100%.
They were literally scoring more points
100%.
than the offense at times. So I think
let's face it, Stroud was seeing ghosts.
He was.
By the end of the year. He was absolutely seeing ghosts, and the defense was elite.
So the numbers are skewed differently. Like, the numbers don't actually show you the full story if you understand, I reckon, the offense and how they fail. I just reckon if CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, Montgomery, all the other beasts they already have can get going, this defense is going to be, I reckon it's the best defense in the league.
Well, you know what's funny is that
outside the Rams, maybe.
Well, that's what's funny is that stats last year they were the number one.
Maybe
defense.
they will be number one.
They were the number one. They were the number one team on defense last year, only giving up 277 yards total per game. Good luck because they're only getting better.
Well, that'll be a great little battle watching those two go at it. Yeah. So, there you go. Rams number one or Texans?
Yeah.
Sometimes these superstars, they all come into a team and they don't click for a while.
I agree.
But this Texans team, they've got a bit of chemistry there already.
Yep.
That'll be a little fascinating watch. Let us know in the comments. We want you to be a part of the convo. That's been a big show, Sip. We're going to round it out there. It's early days. We're going to roll through these ones. We hope you're enjoying them. Geez, there's a lot going on at the moment. Hey, and also our event. We've got a name for it. You ready?
Hit me, baby.
Any Given Thursday. What do you reckon?
Any Given Thursday. Why?
Well, it's going to be a Thursday evening,
beauty.
And we're going to be all meeting for a beer. It's the event before the big game at the G, Niners v Rams. We're cooking up the promo, but it's going to be at the Waterside Hotel. We've locked that venue in. It's a beautiful venue. Kick It Forward boys will be there. 100K boys will be there. And Sip and I will be interviewing the great Todd Gurley on stage is the plan. That's locked in. And we're going to have some cool little things going on, including the PointsBet Pull'em that we'll be announcing our special for the game, and it'll be on the hub, and plenty of other things. I'll have the Rixies flying around, and we're looking forward to meeting just all these people out there. So if you're an NFL fan and you're flying in from other states and you're no doubt staying around Crown or the city, this is around the corner. If you're in Melbourne, well, perfect. Come pop in. Nothing silly. Like, I'm going to make sure that, this event will start around 6:30, I'd imagine. Maybe doors open at 6. We'll be on stage with Toddy Gurley around 8:30. But we want to be in bed by 11:30, 12.
It's a big day the next day,
I can't afford
mate.
to get first night fevers.
It's a big night.
Because we're up
big
at
one the next
6:30
day.
doing all kinds of stuff.
Huge occasion. Waterside Hotel's just been redone as well. It looks absolutely fabulous. So what a venue to be able to do that at.
No, it is. So big shout out to our partners, PointsBet. making this possible. Inglewood Coffee Roasters and all the team will be there as well. And but we want to see you guys there. Like we really want to see you guys there. We want to meet you all. We want to get some ideas. It's the start of the season, so that's the best time to catch up, and it'll be a great night to celebrate, history.
Yes.
The first NFL game in Melbourne the next day, and we're looking forward to all getting around each other. So that's all we've got today on the Aces NFL show. Big shout out to you, Sip. Thanks for joining us.
As always, mate.
Thanks to everyone that keeps getting involved in the comments. Let us know what you think. But all in on that Texan-Jags battle this year. I don't know where to go, but I'll keep my eyes on it. We're due for a new winner. I think the Texans deserve one.
Come on.
We'll find out. Don't worry, the predictions and all the future bets are coming. We'll just wait till we get closer to the season.